Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is From Left to Right USA. I am the captain, and the topic for this video, the shooter in Monday's mass shooting in downtown Louisville at Old National Bank has been identified. He was 25-year-old Connor Sturgeon. Now, the reasons why Sturgeon went and committed such a violent crime, we may have a little insight because his parents have spoken out, and there's also a letter that was found that was from Connor Sturgeon. Now, I want to cue up this article and let's get a little background on who Connor Sturgeon was because he is no longer here. Now, before I get started talking about Connor, I do want to say, God bless all the families and friends of those that lost their lives. There were 5 deceased victims of Connor Sturgeon, and also there were 2 officers that were struck by gunfire. One of them is in critical condition, and the other one, to my knowledge, it has non-life-threatening injury. So hopefully they both make a full recovery, and big shout out to law enforcement because they went into a dangerous situation to save lives, and they should be commended and appreciated. So big shout out to them. Now, I do want to jump into this article, and the family of Connor say, quote, "No words can express our sorrow, anguish, and horror at the unthinkable harm our son Connor inflicted on innocent people, their families, and the entire Louisville community." Now, they are, I don't know what they're. I can't imagine what they're going through, right? Just knowing that their son committed this atrocity, but I did want to give you their side of it, right? Where they are with this at this time. Now, also, I want to talk about who Connor Sturgeon was. Now, he grew up in Southern Indiana and graduated from Floyd Central High School. Now, his senior year, he was actually voted Mr. Floyd Central High School. So this was a very popular, well-liked young man in high school. But he did have some issues and some challenges. And as I'm about to show you, he actually had a letter, all right, where he kind of let people know where he was mentally. Now, in 2018, he was at the University of Alabama. He wrote in an essay, "My self-esteem has long been a problem for me." He was a late bloomer in middle and high school. He says, "I struggled to a certain extent to fit in, and this has given me a somewhat negative self-image that persists today." Now, this was back in college. So we're talking, 7 years ago, thereabout. But he also posted onto a website called Course Hero, and he posted that onto. So this young man, let me come back full screen. This young man was clearly dealing with some things. Now, he played high school ball back in high school. His dad was the coach. I think what happens is typically we all go through what he said in that essay, right? Most boys and girls growing up deal with self-image. They deal with their self-esteem. Their confidence is not as high as it should be because you're growing, you're learning, your body is growing. You go through an awkward stage, and then if you're a boy, you're talking to girls. If you're girls, you're talking to boys, and you're trying to figure things out, right? It's a lot of uncertainty going on. And so at a certain extent, we all go through what he was talking about. You know, the difference with him is apparently it was a lot deeper than what we know as of right now. Because in order for a person to go and commit that type of violence, it has to be something much deeper going on within that person. But I think that it's, it gives us a little bit of insight as far as his mind state. Now personally, I do not like how so often when there's these mass shootings, it's always about mental health. Mental health is always at the forefront. It's always one of the top two culprits, right, for why these things happen. It's always either mental health or the guns. It's always about gun control. The guns are doing it. And, in reality, it's all about the individual. People with a sound mind, sound heart, they're not out here committing crimes with guns or knives or bats or anything else, right? So we should kind of step back and look at it for what it is, and just look at it with a clear view. Look at it in a responsible sense, right? It's irresponsible to go and say it's all about the guns or it's all about mental health. Like at the end of the day, it's really about having a foundation for like a higher power. That's really what it comes down to. I personally believe that people who believe in God, really believe in God, they're not going to commit crimes like this. They're just not going to do it because they're rooted in having respect for others and love for others and wanting to see the best for others. They're not going to be trying to harm and break down and tear down individuals and families. That's not what they're going to be about. But y'all let me know down below what y'all thought about this. If you like what I said or disagree with what I said, just let me know down in the comments. If you will, like the video, share this video, and of course, subscribe to the video and visit my website from left to right USA.com. I appreciate y'all. This is From Left to Right USA. I am the captain, and I am